going on, y'all? It's your boy Smitty, Elephant in the Room. We back again with another one. I had to come circle back to Baltimore, holler at my main man, Coach Kenny, and my own girl, Mia. She crashed off that little shoulder injury, but she still won her last one, man. How y'all feeling?
We're feeling good, man. Feeling good. Appreciate you for having us on.
No problem, man. What's up, Mia? How that shoulder feeling, man?
It's alright right now. I'm still getting some work done, though.
Okay. So have we out for the rest of the year, probably?
Nah, I'm gonna say I might can come back by December.
December, okay. So what you be working on some fights for December, or you just gonna let it heal first?
Letting it heal first.
Got you, man. So when you had that fight, man, I forgot her name, but she was a wild card. I remember I think it was Coach Kenny that posted it first, and I reposted it and I tagged you. I was like, oh shit, she talking shit. Yeah. She was amped up. Then when you had her down at the press conference, she was out there
going off on everybody, man.
What was it like fighting her, man? Because she just was going on. I was like, yo, shorty on one tonight. What's going on?
I just told my father that probably was like the most fun I had in the fight.
Oh, yeah?
Like, even though my shoulder popped out.
I was just about to ask that, even with the shoulder.
Because I was able to see if I could weather the storm, see if I could handle pressure like that, adversity. So, I had fun at the end of the day in the fight.
Gotcha. How about you, Coach? What was your outlook on that fight?
Well, for her, it sometimes it's not just about the opponent and their record. Right. It's about her getting certain experience before she goes to that next level. The trash talk was the first time she ever faced it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see how she reacted to that. I knew she was a trash talker because I've seen her previous fights.
Oh, okay.
So I want to see how she handled the trash talk. But the goal was because she had a lot of losses, but she never been stopped. Oh. So I said, put Mia on to see if Mia can stop it. And I mean, damn, if the shoulder ain't pop out.
Oh, man, you wanted to see if you could test that shoulder.
She was hitting with some clean shots, so I think if it would have got to the 4th and 5th with no injuries, she would have stopped her.
Okay.
And she came in overweight, too.
With a girl?
Yeah,
she
came in at 136.
Oh, she wasn't even disciplined. Yeah. She wasn't disciplined. She was going off. She brought the rack with her down to Atlanta. What she said, I forgot what she said, something about Chicago. And I don't know if it was you or somebody, one of your homies, they posted, man, we don't care nothing about that. We from Baltimore. We used to all that.
I don't care about none of that.
That's all right, man. So it's been a lot going on, man, over the last couple months since we last caught up with each other with the whole team. And then Mia again and finally getting her fight. Coach Kenny been going off on some young up and coming boxers and all that.
Keep them in line, you know what I'm saying?
Why? What you mean keeping them in line? What's going on?
A lot of times they think they're bigger than what they are, you know?
Okay.
And they ain't did nothing yet in the sport.
So you got two of your favorite boxers about to fight soon coming up, man. Abdullah Mason, who we both like. I'm big on Abdullah Mason. And then Keon Davis, man. Your favorite guy, man.
Abdullah Mason is my second favorite. Tank is my first in the lightweight division. Okay. But Keon, I like him. He think I don't like him, but he was calling Tank out so much. You know what I mean? I had to calm him down. But
So that was your job.
Since he won the belt, he ain't mentioned Tank name. You know what I mean? He ain't mentioned Tank name.
Keyshawn, you from Virginia, Keyshawn?
Knock knock. Knock knock.
Coach Kenny was saying I was waiting for him to get the belt. Hopefully he want to unify.
Yeah, all in fun. Keyshawn, he a funny character though, man.
Yeah, man.
But I wish him the best with his family, his new gym, his baby, you know what I mean?
Right. But you been down there to that new gym down there?
No, I haven't been past, but eventually I will because I'm supposed to be going down there with some kids to get some sparring in a gym in the area.
And so it's a lot going on in boxing too, man. But I gotta ask this question, man. And I know y'all probably tired of asking it, but I gotta address the elephant in the room with y'all just because y'all with me. You know, I just interviewed Scooter, Derek Davis, you was down there working with him down the Headbangers, and he talked about it when he was bringing up the whole little nonsense. Everybody kept trying to say y'all and Tank wasn't seeing eye to eye. That's why he wasn't messing with y'all. And Scooter was like, man, I was getting mad for a second because I'm like, shit. I seen Coach Kenny every other day down there. Calvin, he was down there. He was working out with me more than Tank to help me out because he was like, I think you next, shorty. And we know how Calvin and you love working with the next generation more than the present generation. And he brought your name up. He was like, Mia was down there. So he was like, I didn't get the whole thing where it was we don't mess with Upton or Upton don't mess with us. They beefing with Barry or they beefing with Boogie. Can you elaborate on that so we can go ahead and shut that down?
There's no beef. There's no beef. No, he was down there for his reasons and, you know, from what I understand, Barry used to train Roach, and he knows some things, so he went that way.
Got you, man.
But it's nothing heavy.
You know Roach though. You know that whole
I've been knowing
man.
Roach since they was baby. Rest in peace, Bug. Bug was always the sharpest man in the house too.
Oh, Senior not gonna like
sharp.
that.
He was sharp, man. But yeah, we've been knowing the Roach family since he was 9 or 10 years old.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's all love with them. So I couldn't really dissect him online like I do most fighters at Tank.
Because you got an actual connection with
respect,
him.
You know what I mean? So I can't disrespect him. A lot of times when people don't get the answer that they want,
they try to dig
They
up some
make
stuff to
up
hope
some
they
shit.
get picked. They know that Tank on Twitter, he gets less people get under his skin a little bit, so he started lashing out. They was hoping they could get one.
Yeah.
You a Tank, so your pops and Tank, they the guys that's on the internet attacking people.
The people try to get you to say things so they can run with it, you know?
I got you, man. So now we can talk some boxing. Since last time, if y'all seen that good interview, me and Mia, we talked about a lot of stuff, her upbringing and everything. Now we can do a lot of boxing talk. I know Pop's going like this. What is your thoughts on these last couple months of boxing? Let's start in April, because we know we can talk about March all day long, but we ain't going to waste too much time on that. April, let's start on April with his favorite promoter.
Wait a minute, was that the fight up New York?
Yeah, you know what fight I'm talking about, Coach. Don't act like you don't know what fight I'm talking about now.
That was horrible, man.
Thank you. I'm happy because when I say it, I get attacked online and I got to argue with people.
Man, we got some amateurs in the gym that would beat everybody that fought on them cards, man.
They gave WWE.
And then there wasn't no crowd there either.
It was terrible.
It was phony.
Now, me personally, I understand how foreign countries, they operate and everything as far as your status and everything. But I'm from America, born and raised in America. Now, I was always taught in America, if you got the money to get something, you could get it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I ain't understand is why them tickets weren't on sale to that. Because when I'm watching that event, I'm like, I can see Turkey vision for what he wants the boxing to do. But I'm saying, maybe he needs some people around him that actually know entertainment in America and boxing in America. Because there was no crowd, so that was dead. Even though Ryan did say, I don't want to hear no excuses from you, Ryan, because I kind of called that fight. I said, I think Rolly going to beat Ryan. But that's for another conversation. I don't want to hear that from you, though, Ryan. But he's right about that. There was no crowd. I'm like, this shit look dead. When you watch the fight March 1st,
it should have been free.
It should have. When I watched the fight March 1st, I'm like, this shit look live. I'm like, everybody in there having a good time. From the prelims to the main event. When you watching this, I'm like,
it was so damn boring, man. It was
so...
I never went back yet to watch the replays. That's how boring the fights was.
You haven't watched the replays?
No, I'm up watching the replays all week, but I haven't watched.
I watched them fights a couple times. What about you, Mia? What you thought about it?
It was boring. Then it was super early.
Yeah, it was like it was like 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Cause the main event ended at like 9. I'm like, what the hell? And it was on a Friday.
It was terrible. It was terrible. But Rolly closed the show.
Rolly did what I thought he was gonna do. I said that's a bad matchup. I said Oscar know what he's doing by not wanting that fight to happen. Because I said when Rolly fought Tank, I was watching it. I said, Rolly could hit. If Tank didn't have a chin on him, Tank might have gone down.
He could crack, man. And I think over the years they sparred with each other, and Ryan knew he could hit.
That's why Ryan wasn't talking as much trash.
He didn't engage. Yeah, he knew some shit happened in his gym over the years. You know.
Yeah,
he knew. So he kind of fell back in that fight.
Got you. And then obviously now you got finally the Canelo and Bud Crawford fight getting announced, man. Yeah. What y'all thinks about that, man?
I got Bud.
You got Bud. Last time y'all went with Spence, or you went with Spence, man. That's what you told me though. So I guess that Spence fight made you say, nah, I ain't betting against Bud.
I'm riding with Bud because I think he got a better inside game. A lot of people think he's gonna try to box Canelo, but
Bud not scared to get hit.
No, he gonna go inside and roll his shoulders and do what he do. And he's a wrestler too, so the grappling
part. He's not going to be able to use his strength to intimidate him by wrestling him and make you feel, yep.
The grappling part.
Why you got Bud?
The same. I think that the Spence fight, though, it showed me, like, dang, Terrence on a different level.
He got a different inside. Something up here is like...
And then he switched.
Yeah, he made it look so easy.
Yeah, I had Bud beating Spence, but then I watched it, I said, damn, Spence, I had you getting this fight stoppage, but I ain't have you getting stopped like that.
I didn't think it was going to go like that.
He ran through him like he wasn't shit.
It was making it look like it was a waste of time for this fight to happen.
He don't get the full credit because of what happened to Spence in the past, and car accidents, and eye problems, so... That's
why I asked you this. That's why the one thing I'm getting tired of with promoters is them holding off on these fights. We've seen it with the Spence incident. We just seen it this past weekend with Caleb Plant and Charlo. They didn't need to make them get a tune-up, in my opinion. Both of them, it's enough build-up behind it. One man got his face smacked by another man. That's enough reason for you to be like, oh yeah, y'all got to fight.
I think they did the build-up. I think they did the warm-up because of Charlo. He was off for 2 years. He probably requested it, behind the scene.
Caleb should have sat out because now it's like,
he dropped the bag.
Yeah, that was like, damn, Caleb. I want to see that fight, but you got to go get that back with him before I see that.
But I thought a lot of people still want to see it, though.
I still do.
But he won't get the full credit for it.
Because they're going to be like, you still got to answer to that guy. Yeah.
But that Mexican guy, he came with the heat, man.
It was like from round 6 on up, it was non-stop.
Just walking forward, like, dang.
Once he hit Caleb with them body shots, it's like Caleb slowed down and his age started catching up to him. I'm like, damn, Caleb.
I don't know how he prepared for this fight, but he didn't look like himself.
Yeah, he didn't, because it was like he didn't have the stamina you normally see him, nothing. I'm like, he got hit with a body shot, and every wind in his body just said it blew out. I'm like, damn, Caleb.
And sometimes a fighter could look at another fighter, their opponent, and they say, oh, I ain't got to train hard for him. But when you get in there with him, it's different. And it could have been something like that, too,
That's what I was just about to say. I was just about to say that could have been happening. I don't want to knock on Coach Steve, but there's a lot of times you overlook an opponent for the next opponent, and you don't train as hard as you should. Absolutely. So, man, Mia, man, what we can expect now for Mia this year? I know we just said hopefully December, the shoulder injury, make sure that's taken care of. What can we expect now with the next opponent? Are we going up at the comp, or is we going to get a tune-up to make sure the shoulder's back healed right?
We haven't even talked about that yet. We was going to go up in competition until that happened. Yeah. So, it all depends on what the doctors say.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think we're going to come back and get a warm-up, see how the shoulder feels.
Make sure it's healed up.
After that situation, she can do anything she want in life.
Yeah.
That situation, she kept fighting. So after we get this warm-up fight, I'm going to throw it to the wolves. That's what they call them, the wolves.
Let the leash off and say,
come get this rabbit. See if you can catch this rabbit.
Why they ain't put you on that July card? I was tagging you on Twitter when they kept asking me doing little things. I kept tagging you. I'm like, throw me on it.
Oh, that's
the women's card on Netflix.
I'm going to that fight.
You going? No, that's Serrano and a Bumgarner.
I'm gonna fly in town because I'll probably be in camp.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cause we gonna talk about that. You speeding up my interview, Coach. See, he speeding up the questions and everything. Yeah. So let's why they ain't get you on that card, even if it's preliminary? I know that shoulder injury, but if you could have got on that card, the shoulder injury would have never happened because you would have never took that fight.
Exactly.
I don't even know. We got the connects to get on cards like that.
So why y'all not on it?
It's a process.
Oh, you want to do steps?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I feel you want to do steps. I feel you.
We gonna make it happen real soon.
Me and need a belt. We need another belt in Baltimore. I keep telling you, Baltimore, my second home, man. We explained all that, and then we need another women's belt. We got a men's champ. Then Truck, he trying to go ahead and claim that light heavyweight.
She need a real belt.
Real belt. What you talking about, Coach?
A lot of these belts.
The intern belts and all.
No, they good belts. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of fighters out here with these belts that's not changing their financial situation. If you got a world title, you should be able to go out here and buy yourself a home.
Absolutely.
Don't be a billboard for some small ass company advertising their belt.
And you ain't making nothing.
And you ain't making nothing.
They making all the money.
Because we get belt offers all the time. I researched the belt. I said, I ain't fight for that.
Ain't no money.
Don't call me no world champion if I can't go to the store and buy me something,
something nice
to show for it.
I can't drive around and pull up to the gym like, okay, Mia, you got a new car. Okay, Mia, you got a new house a couple cities away from the city. Okay.
She made $5,000 when she was fighting 4 rounds.
See? That's if it's not making more than that, yeah.
No, if not, if she got a world title, go pay for your house. There got to be no fancy house. Get a house for $200,000, $300,000. Yeah. You're a world champion. I see fighters with 4 or 5 world title belts and they can't even fucking pay their rent. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
And the sanctioning fees on a belt.
Hey, that's another thing. Crazy. That's the one thing I do agree with your man. I ain't gonna say his name because we talked about it last time. We ain't say no names, but he said it. A lot of these belts don't really mean shit. No. He said it. Certain belts, and certain weight classes because it's the prestige that comes with having that belt for that weight class. But a lot of these belts don't mean nothing.
Don't mean nothing, man.
And now that you break it down like that,
it's a billboard for a company.
Pretty much. You just basically, like you said, a face on a picture. You can't even walk into a dealership and say, "Hey, let me buy this." You can't take your kids and be like, "Man, you want this a nice house for us to own?"
You got the interim belts. They great. When you get to the WBC, WBO, WBA, IBF, they world titles. You know what I mean? But you got certain small belts that get you ranked. But you got some of these belts out here don't mean absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
And you got people that go to the fights. This is when the promoters exploiting the audience, because they don't know. All they see is championship belt. So they think they watching real championship boxing. They ain't watching shit.
Because the fans just know a name, so they think they're watching a championship.
Oh, it's a title fight.
No, it's not,
man. It ain't no title fight. It's a fucking. I don't even know what to call it.
Now, see, you gotta let Coach cook sometimes, because Coach start cooking. It's a trophy.
It's a trophy.
So, if you got a world title, go pay for your home while you're young. You know what I'm saying?
So you can have. So when you old, Coach, at Kenny age, that's yours right there. Can't nobody tell you nothing.
When you finish boxing, you got a roof over your head. You know.
That's the problem. That's why I tell a lot of people. I argue with a lot of fans, bro. And they my one mate try to tell me, why you care about this? I be like, because I'm pro athlete. I'm pro for the boxer to get paid. Because you know how many world champs I done heard stories about people tell me, I take you down DC, I take you up Philly, or I take you on Baltimore that's sleeping under a bridge, or they sleeping in a vacant house. I'm like, what? They like, because they didn't get no money. They just took like you said, you was a prize for a company. You was just a face on a picture. Billboard. That's it. So that definitely, man. If that money ain't adding up, effort, I ain't taking it. It might screw the fans out of what we want to see, but at the end of the day, the fans are gonna find someone new when I leave to cheer for.
Exactly.
So absolutely.
And I refuse to let her fight for a fake belt.
Absolutely, you got that's just your student, that's your daughter. So you gonna make sure that after you going, she ain't out here worrying for nothing.
And she fought for the NBA belt a couple years ago, and that belt, I see a lot of former Roy Jones and guys like that fought for the same belt, and it did move her rankings. So that was a good belt. But some of these belts out here,
they don't move your rankings, don't move your pockets, don't do nothing.
And you run around hollering you're a champion. Come on, cut it out.
He said, "Cut it out."
Cut it out.
So, man, also I gotta bring up that, man, you called it, man. What was her name? You said she was. You didn't say she was overrated, but you said she's not like that. And then Tiara beat her. Skye Nicholson. You called because after you Tiara's nice, y'all. Don't miss Tiara.
Tiara.
Yeah, we saying Skye.
Skye.
I went and watched her, and I was watching after I started watching her fights. I forgot what the girl name was, and I was like, hey, Mia just put me on game. She'll box, but if the moment she get hit and spill some crap, she's not trying to fight no more. She'll turn it into a wrestling match. Yep. And I told a bunch of people that kept saying, they're like, man, Tiara about to get washed. I said, no, Tiara want to fight, and if Tiara hit her the way I think she gonna hit her, she not gonna want to fight.
Putting that heat on her.
All she want to do is, I thought the refs was gonna give her a point, take a point away from her.
They was favoring her.
They was in her country, and it was too much money behind Skye at the time, so they couldn't do it. And I understood it, but I'm like, no. But I was Tiara. I tilt my hat because through all that, she still. It was like there was no way you could call that a draw or give it to Skye. That was all T.
We wanted to fight her so bad for a few years.
Y'all gonna fight her now, or is
we'll fight her? We'll still fight her, but we wanted to fight her way before Tiara even. You know,
they thought it was safer to go the Tiara Brown route.
I don't know what happened, you know, but we wanted to fight her 3 years ago.
Oh, okay, so it never happened. Skye, man, what's up, man?
And we're still fighting.
Let's address the elephant in the room, Skye.
Yeah, I think we can stop her.
Mia got a messed up shoulder now, so you mean you off a loss, Mia off a messed up shoulder.
Nice
I don't know if it's gonna be a warm up. It'll be a warm up. I don't know if it's the warm up they looking for, but anyways. Yeah, man, so you sped me up a little bit, Coach. So, but effort, let's get right to it, man. You was talking about you might be in camp. So does that mean it's official? August 16th? Do I need to go ahead and book a trip to Vegas?
The date is official, man. You know,
the venue's booked. The date is official. Is the everything? Because I don't know book a plane ticket now.
I don't know about everything, but the date.
I wouldn't get nothing just yet.
Don't see me. That's my dog.
Wait till the fighters.
Wait till Tank.
Okay, wait till Tank and Roach posted. Then go.
Tank posted. It's a go.
I got you, man. See, Tank, your sister made sure she stopped your uncle and made sure she gave me the real game, man. See,
when Tank posted, it's a go.
Got you, man. When Tank posted, it's a go. If we gonna see a new Tank, what happened, man? I called it before the fight. I said, this is Tank, most skilled opponent ain't gonna fight. I said, everybody, I don't know if you happen to see in the comments, because me and your co-partner, Mr. Bernard, shout out Uncle B, we was arguing with people left and right, and a bunch of sports groups like, yo, Lamont gonna fight. I don't know what y'all talking about. Lamont gonna fight. He gonna give Tank with it, because they both the same size. They both got chin, so it's not like neither one of them can just bang, bang, bang. Me, I'm arguing people. But I at the same time, I'm watching Tank, and I'm like, he look like the same Tank, but his mind don't look all the way there. So what's going on?
I don't want to speak on it.
Right. I know it's like people go through stuff in life. That's just life.
I just know Tank is the greatest fighter, greatest athlete greatest fighter I've ever seen, man. And it'll come out in the future why I say this, but I've never seen a fighter do what Tank did.
Where he could be losing around and then just come back and you be like, oh shit, he whooping your ass like never, like you don't even remember the first 4 rounds when you was getting beat.
One day he gonna have a book and you gonna be like, what the hell? What he do is unreal. I'm gonna leave it at that. Tank is a bad man.
Nah, Tank is a bad man, and I get into a lot of heated debates, and I tell people, they be like, why you like Tank so much? I'm like, for one, if we just talking as a person, I said, look at his story. I said, I want you to think of people like this. Most people that you know that have that backstory, where they at? They'd be like dead in jail or just on not doing nothing. I'd be like, all right, he's one of the best boxers in the world. So right there, he overcame odds that he not. I said 2. So I'm not going to go against him for that. And 3, you can't not like him. You going to go to the fight and get what you pay for. We just talked about it, what happened. You compared March 1st fight with him and Lamont compared to April, what was it, 12th or 22nd, whatever, and it was night and day. It's like they had a whole card. Gary Antoine did his thing, Lamont did his thing, Tank did his thing, Scooter on the preliminaries did his thing, Wayne on the preliminaries, I mean Davey on the preliminaries. Everything did their whole thing. Then you compare it to where he's supposed to be, because you know Ryan gave, I know you probably didn't like it when he said it because you from that class, he called him the 4 Kingsmen, and then I'm like, this shit. No, I said this shit. Let Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran been fighting in that era. Shit, right now in that card, they would have been like, oh, I get to fight in the middle of Times Square. They would have showed their ass. I was like, y'all, that was disgraceful. Tio probably had the best performance, and he didn't even look like the real, like he was all the way back.
I think those guys should have got half their pay, man.
Should have donated it to the
professional fighters, and they didn't look terrible, man.
Yeah, as a fan. And as a person that loves sitting down talking to athletes, I was not impressed. I was sitting there like, wow, really?
The women's card up there gonna be better.
I'm gonna give your pops actually liked the real I did. When I was talking about Jake Paul and I said I had to fall back from going in on him because of that Mike Tyson shit. Because my pops, he used to love Mike Tyson. So when I think of Mike Tyson, I think of my pops. My pops favorite fight is Mike Tyson and Bernard Hopkins. So when I hear people do them too dirty, I get in my feelings because it's reminiscence of him. So I was a big hater on Jake Paul. But then when I seen him do the whole thing for women, I said, nah, I can't hate him, bro. You trying to help these women get some spotlight. And after we did that interview, I said, I can't do nothing. And that's crazy. If that card is better than that card,
it's going to be way better.
My. And what's crazy is the next day is the Shakur and Belonga card.
Let me tell you.
You got me in some trouble too, Shakur, man.
You got, when women fight, they get up for each other, man.
Because they got a point to prove.
They rumbling, man.
Yeah.
They rumble hard.
We don't take long to get started.
They come out blazing right out the break.
Yeah.
Look at Tiara and Skye Nicholson. Look when Clarissa fight. She put on a show.
I think the Shakur. You said
Shakur fight. What's his name?
They should have put that fight, that card on TV first.
And then, but the women fight the next day.
Yeah, because they gonna have them fight after the women.
They got a lot to live. I mean, you see the pressure Turkey put on. I don't know if you seen any of them clips. He told him, and he said, "Belonga, you want your rematch? Tank, I mean not Tank, but Shakur, you keep screaming Tank. This card right here is dependent on what I do." He basically letting y'all know, y'all stink up this place. I'm not throwing no bag at Tank and them. I'm not talking to no more. I'm done with all you do.
And Tank don't need it.
And Tank don't.
Tank sell out everywhere he go. He don't.
He just showed it March 1st. All these haters when the fight was announced. We talked about, oh, nobody wants to see that. Nobody. This was the second highest selling show ever in Barclays.
The rematch
gonna be bigger.
What happened? It's gonna do high.
Vegas might have to. Vegas might have. You try to get a hotel in Vegas, you better get it now. Forget what they talking about posted. Wait till they post it. You better get it now. Just so that way, when they post it, you ain't paying $1,000 for one night.
That fight gonna do more numbers than any fight.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they got the women y'all put on the show. I give you that. I ain't gonna shake your hand because I'm kind of heavy. I don't want your shoulder, man. I think you can still fight with one shoulder.
It was this.
Oh, it was that one. Okay, it was that one, man.
You know, a lot of people didn't hear in the corner when she fought. I asked the doctor, I said, could I get a doctor? And somebody responded and said, if the doctor step up on this ring, the fight is over. And May was like, oh no, put my arm back.
That's why you started jumping?
That shit was crazy.
No, I was jumping trying to get it in.
Yeah, she was like, oh no.
Me and my own girl was watching it, and I was like, when she told me the part, she was like, I think she's getting it popped. And I was like,
the little bone jumped out right here.
Like,
oh,
you can see
shit.
sticking out.
And I seen guys in other sports, same situation.
They stopped.
They stopped. But she kept going, man.
You a soldier for that. So I know you got to tune up. You say you probably gonna warm yourself up, let your body make sure that your body reacts to whatever treatment or anything they do. You got any eyes on somebody, certain person besides Skye? If it is Skye, because Skye, like you said, you coming off a loss, you need a warm up. This will warm you up, all right. But I don't know if it's gonna be that warm up. But
my eyes still on Skye, and then there was another girl that we was looking at. She was 7-0 from Puerto Rico. I don't know her name though.
Yeah, they called us to come to Puerto Rico to fight the girl when she was 4-0. And I said, I'm not gonna fight her in her hometown.
Yeah, that's not fair.
But if it goes a distance.
We see what happened with your young boy when he went there. Yeah. See, you said the name. I was gonna say
last month. She's 7-0 now with 7 KOs. They called us to fight in Florida.
Right.
But we were scheduled to fight the girl she just fought. So we said after this fight, we gonna go at her. But her shoulder came out.
It messed up some plans. Y'all had her and Skye on the menu, right?
We had.
You know, that's God plan, man. God might have said, let me slow you down. Absolutely. He slowed you down, said, no, let me slow her down.
He call us out and not get no response. He never got to worry about that.
Coach Kenny not going to let her slide with that.
You get your ass in there and lose, do your best. We ain't doing no ducking.
Okay. You ain't ducking our top over.
I ain't fighting this person. No. We get in there and win or lose or draw.
Gotcha. Since you brought up Jaleel, man, what's going on? I gotta go pull up on.
Oh man, he was here last night.
Oh yeah, getting some work in.
What? We had some guys come down from PA. Some came from DC. He did 12 straight rounds, easy.
Ooh, okay. I gotta go talk to my man. That's one of my favorite young prospects right there, Jaleel. I call his pops Uncle B, man. That's Uncle Calvin and Calvin Kenny and Uncle B, man.
And Truck did 12 rounds with a couple of jokers too.
Okay. So, Jaleel, what we thinking? Because I know that he had that injury, man, and I know he was down there, man. He's back. He's ready. He's good.
He's back. He 100%.
Got you, man.
Yeah, he look good.
Everybody keeps saying he's draining himself. I personally, I understand it because when you look at him, you're like, damn, Jaleel, you real skinny. But when you look at Boots and he goes in for weighing, he's real skinny.
But if you go back 2, maybe 3 fights with Jaleel, he weighed in at 141 pounds.
See, he was way underweight.
And he fought and knocked the guy out.
See?
So, you know, a lot of people don't know. They just say stuff, you know.
Yeah, because people trying to say, oh, he was ducking, he couldn't make weight because he slipped in the sauna.
No. He was sitting up. And when you go to the sauna, you got 2 layers. He was up at the top. And he went to jump down and roll right on his ankle, man. Yeah. He was really hurt.
Got you, man. Got you, man. So what else is new, man, going on with y'all up here?
Man, we just taking it day by day, you know. Saving these kids. That's the main goal, saving these kids. Yeah,
I was here for the last event you had. I want to say it was in November, not the back to school, but the coat drive. I think I stopped by and I see. Yeah. How important is that to get to you, man?
Man, you got so many less fortunate people, man.
We always run out of stuff for the people. It'd be more people than.
And I hurt because you see people at the end of the line with kids that didn't get. I'm like, man, kids be so sad because they were so pumped up.
Right.
It hurt, but when you run out, you run out.
You run out. Did they at least get a plate?
Yeah.
That's all right there. I don't think they got some food. They got something coming up here.
That was that was around
Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's why I said I missed the back to school, but I was here for the Thanksgiving.
Yeah, everybody did get a plate.
I came by, seen half the whole West Side. I said, damn, man, this all right, good feeling right here.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I always give. When me was little, we used to put little packages together, orange crackers, toothpaste, water in a bag, a whole bunch of them. We just go around and give to people that's less fortunate.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so I put that in all my kids. You know, whatever you got, it don't have to be a lot. If you got more, always break off and give to somebody less fortunate.
Got you.
Have to, man. But some people, man, they don't know where their next meal coming from. And that's the worst feeling in the world, being hungry. Shit, I wish that on the enemy, man.
Absolutely, man. So, man, you know, your youngins, we just talked about it a little bit, but your youngins do fight this Saturday. I'm going to be there, Keon and Abdullah, man.
Yeah.
Well, what you thinking about Abdullah's projection? He's going the way you said it.
Keon, Abdullah, 20 years old. And he
Right.
clipping him.
You know what I liked about Abdullah? Because we did our interview before his fight.
Mm-hmm.
He sat there in that fight, and he got dropped early. And I was like, uh-oh.
Everybody start talking.
Yeah.
That come with the territory.
That come with, when you not scared to bang out, that chin
and
gonna
then you
get
get up and
and
jump
knock
right back
it
in the
down.
fire.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That showed me a lot of heart out of Abdullah.
And
And that
20 years old.
20. So now he already know how the canvas feels. So he don't have that fear no more. A lot of dudes, they go in there timid, running around the ring. I ain't gonna say the names. Running around the ring because their chin they've been touched. And now they scared that they might fall down on that mat. So it's like, I definitely like Abdullah. And then Keon, you said he ain't been calling Tank knock no more, but Keon been looking good though.
Yeah, he getting some decent opponents. I like him. He coming along real good, but this is his biggest test this weekend.
You think so?
Yeah. He been clipped. I ain't gonna say been clipped. He been hit with some good shots.
I forgot that there's now. I think that was the same card. I fight you're talking about. That was the same card.
Yeah,
Shock Foster was on, right?
Yeah, he got wobbled a couple times. And if this guy hit him clean, shit, he might not be able to.
So who you got winning?
I'm going with Keon.
What, the decision split, unanimous or knockout? You know, you the knockout king. You missed the
He could possibly knock the guy out because
Keon's strong too.
Yeah, because somebody hit harder than you don't mean that they can take your punch.
Right.
So it's a 50-50 fight.
50-50.
Yeah.
So knockout or decision. The world want to know what Coach Kenny called. You called it on the nose when his last fight, and you said the round it was going to be.
Man. It's 50-50. It could go knockout either way.
See, I need Coach Squeeze in. Coach Squeeze would put the pressure on you. That's your man, Coach Squeeze. He'd be like, nah, you got
either way. Santos been down too, you know. He been knocked down a few
What's your prediction, Mia? Mia, like, she want to see some girls call. She want to see who's going next on the plate.
Knockout.
Knockout what round? You think it's a knockout just because he in Norfolk, his hometown?
Yeah.
He gonna try.
He might try too hard.
Yeah,
I don't know what round, but I got Keon.
Keon,
that's a good call.
Got you, man.
He just can't try too hard because he's in front of his hometown. You know what I mean?
He's looking good though.
He ain't been home in a little while now. He back home.
It's gonna be.
See, that's the thing. Mia, she's home all the time, so she know not to get too. If she was fighting in Baltimore, it wouldn't be I got to show out. People would be like, and I see y'all after the fight. Come by the gym and take some pictures.
Yeah.
Man.
I didn't ask neither one of y'all this last time, but I gotta ask both of you. I'm gonna start with you, Mia. When it's all said and done, not just in boxing, but life, what do you want your legacy in this world to be? And I asked you that because my young boy asked me that, right? And I'm 35 now, and he asked me that, and I'm like, damn. I still ain't gave him an answer yet either, because he be watching all my episodes, right? And I'm like, damn, yo, I ain't even thought about that yet. Now, maybe when I get Pop's age, I'll be like, damn.
Yeah, I ain't never think about that.
You don't, so, but what do you want it to be? All right, well, if you don't know in life what you want your legacy to be remembered as, Mia, in boxing, when you say, I'm done with this, I have my time, what you want your legacy to be remembered as, Mia Ellis?
Just a genuine person, for real, because the people out here,
they scrimey. They just want to get over. Everybody got.
I don't want no bad
rap on your name.
Yeah, on my name.
Gotcha. Coach, when it's all said and done for Kenny Ellis, what you want your legacy in this world to have been?
Just great with kids, great with everybody, people's person. You know what I mean? And I want the world to know that homes are better when dad is there.
You hear that, right?
We don't need social service for dividing us.
You hear that, right? Homes are better when Pops is there.
Yeah.
My son actually liked you because he watched my episode with you. He was like, Coach Kenny funny. And he had school today, so he couldn't come.
How old is he?
He 12.
Everybody be saying I'm funny. I'll just be up geeking sometime. But
I love watching Coach when he on my man Mill. Shout out Mill City when he on there laughing.
Mill he like a judge. He be trying to trick me into saying shit. Like, nah, I ain't going there.
Mill definitely a trick. I didn't see him trick a lot of people, and I'm like, he tricked what's his name, Pops. I ain't gonna say no name, but you know who I'm talking. He tricks him all the time. In the luncheon. Now you don't watch him. Oh, you gotta go watch some of them reruns. You be like, dang, Mill be lining him up and he be falling right into it.
Me, Mill City, and Terrence Crawford share the same birthday.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. September 28th.
Mill might be up for greatness then, man. But you know whose birthday I share, right?
Who's that?
Muhammad Ali,
Oh,
January
man.
17th.
You up for greatness.
Hey, I hope so. I hope my time is coming, man. I'm just putting the work and grind hard, man. Like
blessed.
you told me, put in the work, grind hard.
Yep.
Come with GTD, you get the big bucks. Remember that? What he told me.
Stay prayed up, man. That's all you gotta do.
I feel you, man. I feel you, man. When it's all said and done, you know you got that picture right there. It's Kenny and Calvin as a tandem, man. I didn't ask you this last time though. Before I asked you this question, what's the like your relationship with Coach Calvin? That's y'all got a brother. That's your man.
Coach Calvin is like our chemistry clicked, man.
Right.
Because Calvin he got the passion for the kids, passion for boxing. A lot of guys get into it with money on their mind. It's not about that.
It's not.
When you do it right, money come with it.
Right. That's what I be saying with this. I know the money gonna come eventually, but if you do it right, people will be like, yeah, I can mess with it.
Just do what you love. Money come with it. But yeah, Calvin, man, she witnessed it. We go at it sometime.
Yeah.
But
I gotta be here one day.
That come with everything. You know, you beef with your brothers, you beef with family sometimes, but if the true love's there, it won't go no further than that.
Right.
You know, I seen some people, you supposed to be friends, but as soon as you beef, you go separate ways
and never speak.
It was never a true friendship.
It was something that was beneficial to both of y'all.
That's why I be so funny with them, though, because we were like, they gonna be right there.
We might be fussing, and in 5 more minutes, we and then tripping off or something, you know? It don't even carry over to the next day.
Gotcha.
But Calvin a good dude, man. A lot of people don't know, I got him into the pro boxing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when I came here in 2002, a few fighters came with me, and I took Calvin to a pro match to work the corner with me. I think it was around the 4th round. When I saw that the fighter was gonna be okay, he was winning. I told Calvin to get up in the ring. It was his first time. He was like, "For real?" I said, "Yeah, you got it from here." And he ain't looked back, man. He ain't looked back.
That's alright, man.
That's my guy, though.
That's your guy.
Calvin funny as on the what.
And I ain't asked you this either, man. What keep you in Baltimore? You done made enough money. You done did enough for the city. I done witnessed it. But what keep you here in Baltimore, man? A lot of people, you know, when they get to a certain level financially and fame-wise, they'll be like, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to Cali. I'm going down to Atlanta. I'm going up to New York. They'll go to like the places most people do when they get some money to leave to go to. What make you say, no, I'm going to stay right here in Baltimore? Besides just being where you were born and raised.
A lot of humans are animals too, right? We just the most intelligent animal. So I'm going to say Baltimore is my natural habitat. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, because it's like, when I be away at camp, the first few weeks. Like
you start missing it.
No, the first 2 weeks is cool. Like, yeah, I'm away in camp, palm trees, you know what I'm saying? But then that 3rd week, you like,
I'm ready to go back.
Yeah, because you see more, like, here you see more action.
And a lot of people move for,
I don't know.
I believe in God. A lot of people move on, they move on fear.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't fear. I mean, the crime is terrible, but I don't fear my people. I love my people. You just got a few of them just not mentally right. You don't up and move. You know what I mean? You stay prayed up and try to fix the situation.
Like, you don't see what you see here in way.
Hell no.
Yeah, a lot of people say, I ain't going to Upton, man.
They in the middle.
They gonna do this, that, the other.
Shit, this my like 3rd, 4th time here. I ain't had no problems. I just sat there, walked the block, went to the store. I'm like,
I love Baltimore.
I know how to watch my back to make sure
And then you got a lot of good places that they don't put on the news.
Yeah.
When all they do is put the bad areas, the bad
negative
people.
sells, the positive don't.
A lot of positive stuff here, man.
I got you, man.
A lot of positive stuff.
I got you.
As long as you a good person, you ain't got nothing.
Mind your business, stay in lane, respect the next man, you good.
Say that again. Mind your business, stay in lane, and respect the next man.
If it ain't your business over there, don't get
into it. A lot of people don't know that word, mind your business. That's saying, I mean, they just like to get into everything that ain't got nothing to do with
and
them.
respect the next person. The way you want somebody to respect you.
Absolutely.
And you good, you know?
Absolutely. So, man, we getting ready, man. As hopefully that August 16th, hopefully Tank and Lamont post it so we can get that rematch going. What's
It's
next
coming.
after that? I know you can't call no shots for Tank. Tank's his own man, and you don't get involved in his business. Just like with Mia, you let her handle her business. You just there for a positive
Just like
advice.
whatever they want to do, I'm there to support as long as it's positive.
Right. But what you want next to be for Tank? Because I know there's a lot of dudes that I be
Man.
seeing you. There's a lot of dudes that's
Man.
tucking your skin. But I know there's a couple that you can narrow down that you like. I just want Tank to knock your head off real quick. So that way every time you see my face, you be like, I ain't got that to say. Sort of like with Rolly. Rolly was plucking you and Calvin's nerves, and I remember
couldn't
seeing you.
wait.
You was like, I can't wait till
I
Tank
couldn't
knock
wait.
your ass out. But what's Tank cameraman name?
Talik.
Talik. They had it at
Oh,
my
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
He was on the mat. He was
He
like,
said,
now look at your
"You can
dumb
read
ass.
it. You look at your dumb
I was
ass."
reading this list. He was like, now look at your dumb ass.
Yeah, I look at that all
To
the
this
time.
day, nobody saw that view he got. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
got that in the tuck.
He got- I swear, every time I see that part, I be like, hold on, that's the cameraman I be seeing with Tank. He
Yeah.
like, and I just be reading his lips. Now look at your dumb
Man,
ass.
I would love to hear him on his view, like saying it. That'd probably be so funny.
If y'all asked, if you asked him what was
No,
he thinking?
I never asked him. I never asked him.
But who's some fighters? I know you got some. I'm gonna ask Pops to go down the line.
Love to see him and Shakur.
I mean, everybody.
Yeah, that's all I really want.
We gonna talk about Shakur. You got me in trouble. See, me and Shakur, cousin Teray, what's up, baby? We alright.
Yeah.
Teray just laughed at me. He said that didn't happen though. I asked you about
Man.
that.
Man.
Name your three, and then we'll talk about that. I just want to say
Shakur.
Teray said that ain't happened now.
Who else? Who else at the top of the? Since a new generation coming through, they would
All right,
never.
from Tank's generation, because I know the new generation
Well,
people want to
well,
see, but Tank's generation.
Everybody outgrew Tank.
Yeah, they did. Tank. That's what people don't realize. I'm like, dog, if you see Tank in person,
Tank
he's
last
not a
fight,
big
he
guy
weighed
for real.
132 pounds,
And y'all want him to fight people that weigh 150 pounds.
170 pounds. They cutting down. Tank
Like
don't
this
get
is
that.
fight night or something where you just
Right.
pick two fighters
They
and
don't
put them in a
understand.
video game.
They so want to see the fight so bad they don't care about nothing, you know. But nah, Tank weighed 132 pounds his last fight. You know,
Right. So as you said, Shakur, who another one?
if they wouldn't have outgrew the weight class, it would have been Teofimo Lopez. You know,
I know you've seen the news, but we'll talk about that after I talk about some trouble you got,
and
man.
who else was it?
I know you've seen the news about what happened. Tio and Devin was supposed to fight. They were supposed to fight the morning that the rematch is. Y'all ain't see that?
Oh, what happened?
I know
see
you
that.
ain't see that either.
I ain't see that.
It was reported now that all that I don't know. Now you got people that's from Tio's camp posting it out saying that was BS. That Bill, they try to say Bill paid the media to post it. I don't know, but this is official though that the fight was scheduled to be August 16th in Saudi Arabia, which is the day of the rematch is proposed.
Oh, wow.
It was going so you know it's in Saudi. That means it was going to be in the morning. The rematch at night.
Damn.
They said Tio and them backed out because they said Tio and them said they backed out. They didn't want to do the fight. They said Devin signed and agreed. Tio backed out because he was told that he signed a 3-fight deal with Turkey. And I guess it's like with Turkey and Top Rank because that's who he's technically still in the contract with. For the Tio was told he was given a flat rate on each one of the fights for the 3-fight deal. It didn't matter how big the name of the person was, who it was. He was getting a certain number.
Right.
So which it could be good if you fight in a lower level, or it could be bad if you fight in a
Right.
big name. But
Right.
either way, he said we agreed a certain amount of dollars I'm getting. I guess they was trying to lower the number for him to fight Devin. So Tio was like, Tio and his team said, no, we're not taking that deal. We're not fighting that.
Wow.
Now, some people call it ducking. I call it ducking, but ducking for business
But
purposes.
sometimes you gotta stand
on what
10
you
toes down,
did. You got
know?
to, you promise
principle,
me.
you know
If
what
what
I
he
mean?
said is true,
I don't
if
think
you
he's
promise me a certain number, and I don't want to say the number because I've seen two different numbers, so you'll never know what the real number
Right,
is.
right.
But if you told me a number you going to give
You
me,
stick with it.
I want my number you gave me. If I'm losing money, all right, that's my fault. But you told me you was giving me
Stick
this.
with it. So it's not ducking if that's the case.
It's business.
Yeah.
And who's the third one? I think I kind of got an idea who the third one is, but I'm not sure. I think I just said his name. Devin.
Yeah, but he outgrew.
Yeah, Devin's a welterweight
Yeah,
now.
he grew. It was Teofimo, Devin, and Shakur.
So now it's just Shakur.
It's just Shakur.
That's
He's the
it.
only one left. from that.
Because Shakur not really a big dude for real. He
No.
just a little longer than
Yeah.
Tank, but he not big.
Yeah.
He's a small. He one of them slinky kind of like my height, but just slinky
Yeah.
as hell.
So they're the last out of the four kings. Him and Tank.
So you gonna call them the Four Kings?
Well, so-called four kings.
I'm about to say,
You know what
Pops
I mean?
called them the Four Kings.
You
So
know?
who you?
I
Me.
just want to say about Shakur and Keyshawn.
Keyshawn, because Keyshawn ain't outgrew that weight yet,
Yeah.
and he not really that tall. Keyshawn about mine.
I think he gonna eventually move up
To
though.
what, welterweight or something?
140.
That's about as far as you see him going.
And I think Abdullah Mason pretty big too. He gonna
Yeah, they say he walk around big, like he a big young bull.
Yeah.
All right. So now I got to talk about the trouble you got me into,
Okay.
right? Remember when you told me about the story that happened when Shakur and Tank sparring and the molding got knocked loose, right?
Yeah.
So I had interviewed Teray Stevenson, that's the strength and conditioning coach, that's Shakur's cousin. They got the same grandpops. Your man, his grandpa. They I asked him about it.
I don't mean to cut you off. All of this shit between me and Shakur started
Because his grandpa.
his grandpops went online and said he been kicking Tank ass since they was small.
Yeah, I remember you did say that.
And that's the only reason what made me Tank is our dog. I gotta say
you wasn't gonna tell the
that
story.
was not
and
true.
It's the story. You was gonna keep that as sparring stuff.
And it never happened. Tank always held back with Shakur and sparring. He can't let us. He can't do that to Shakur because they was close.
Right.
But that particular night they sparred here,
He just let him have it.
he knocked his motherfucking molars loose. If anybody don't believe me, tell Shakur go get his dental records and show.
Oh, he go to dinner.
Wait a minute. Show the right side of his lower jaw on that date. I forgot the date, but it was just before he fought for the world title. That shit gonna be there on the dental records. The date gonna be there. I ain't lying to you, man.
All right. So Teray said this is what was told. That Teray said he wasn't there because I asked him. I said I don't feel right interviewing you, Teray, and I don't bring this up because then you'll sit there and maybe see my interview with Coach Kenny and be like, no, I just sat on I'm a Smitty, blah blah blah, and he ain't ever say nothing like that. That's crazy. So I said, as a man, I gotta ask you this because you might have been there. So I asked him. He said I wasn't there, but what was told to me was Tank tried that walking down shit with him, walking him down, and it won't work. And he had to make Tank think and had to use his IQ, and it was a good ass chess match and it was some good thump. He said, I never heard
no, they sparred. When he got here, they sparred in the gym.
Right.
Good work, back and forth. Tank was holding back. Then we went to a gym over east. It was cold.
Right.
Wasn't no heat over there. It was cold as shit. They sparred. It was good work. So we came back here for the third session, and that's when Tank didn't go in there trying to kill me. Caught him with a shot, and Shakur said, "Hold up." Then he stopped. Said, "I gotta fly out tomorrow and get my shit. You knocked my shit loose. Yeah, I gotta fly out tomorrow and get his fix." He know what happened.
That's when he was still in Jersey, right? Before he went out West Coast.
I don't know where he flew in from, where he came from, but that shit happened, man.
Okay.
He got no reason to lie.
I got you.
Go to his dinner record. I think it was Tank fought. What month did Tank fight?
You talking about his world title?
Yeah.
But Pedraza?
That was in January?
No, that was April.
Yeah, it was like April. That was a spring fight.
Well,
I remember that was a spring fight.
I think that might have happened in December when he got his. Go to his dinner records. You can see a date December getting his shit fixed.
I got you. I just wanted to make sure I clarified that. I just had to ask that. Now let's get back to Mia, man. Mia, man, what's new though, man? How's life treating you, man?
Good, man. I'm still down, but I just said I'm gonna start running at least.
Oh, you ain't been doing no like physical
They don't
training?
even want me shadow boxing.
She tried last week.
Did it hurt when you tried it?
No, it's just like certain things I do. It hurt.
I got you.
Yeah, like certain movements.
So you ain't until you about to start back conditioning?
Yeah, at least conditioning.
Got you. Stay on your toes.
You want to know what's crazy though? How many weeks it was since you fought?
This weekend.
About a month, right?
This weekend it'll be 5.
She fought at 130 pounds.
Right.
Right now she probably like 136.
And you ain't gaining no weight.
Nah. And I ain't worked out.
She ain't worked out since she fought.
Oh, you staying there. I mean that you been in good shape. It means that your body, like, I ain't gonna pick up no
And if
weight.
she come in here and train today, she
I'm
be
gonna drop right back
she
down.
be right at fight with.
Okay.
She don't even really have to like stress when she cut.
Is Alicia
Nope.
Baumgartner at 130?
She at 35.
She the next
No,
wave.
she at
That's what I
130.
say.
She at
She
130?
the world champ at 130.
I like she came here and sparred me at her last amateur
Yeah, we
fight.
sparred.
Oh yeah,
Me was cutting weight and they sparred a few rounds.
that was some good
She a
work.
real nice lady, man.
Yeah.
Real nice lady.
Got you, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
She one of my favorite females.
Yeah, I told you my favorite. I like Amanda.
Clarissa Shields.
I love
Shields.
It's
Clarissa.
crazy because they don't get along, but I
They
like,
two of the best, bro.
They're my favorite, man.
And I want to see them fight if they
McCullough
can find
May,
a
she's
catch
another
weight like
one.
160 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. McCullough May is another one. I like her too.
What's the one girl? Not Tiara. This black girl. She tall and skinny. She fighting on that card though.
Chicken?
I think that's she's training with Christine out of Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably talking about chicken. That's the only like.
Oh, she fight like 126, don't she?
No, she fight 118.
Well,
she's skinny,
real,
right?
Like, yeah, real. Yeah, she real
she
like
fight
that.
118. She
I'm
just got the
I'm just
IBF
saying it
world.
because I'm trying to think of some competition for the Killer B to go in there and
It's
sting
a lot of work
possibly.
out
Yeah,
there.
it is. It is.
It's a lot of work out there.
It's a lot of work.
Cause it's picking up.
We're gonna do this warm up and then we're just gonna jump in the fire and see what happens.
See what happened, man.
Yeah.
Is
Win,
it?
lose, or draw, you know?
What you think about MVP Promotions, Jake Paul, and what he's doing?
Oh, I like it. But listen, you know what's crazy? Before Jake Paul got into boxing, I was like 10 years old.
Right.
I was watching him on YouTube, and he had a ring in his house.
So he been like interested.
Yeah,
He just
and I was telling my father back then, I want to meet him. He got a ring in
I
his
was like,
house.
what the hell is Jake Paul?
He wasn't, pressing the issue, and now I'm mad because I'm like, I've been told him about Jake Paul. If he would have
brought Jake Paul to Baltimore, coach.
Yeah, like.
I ain't paying no mind because I go everywhere to see rings at people's houses.
I remember I was watching him when I was like 10.
She was.
You could have brought Jake Paul to Baltimore, coach.
I didn't know.
I gotta ask that too, so before I ask you more about that. How was that like, man? Ring Magazine came down here and donated some stuff.
It was beautiful, man. They came, man, and gave T-shirts and stuff out to the kids, man. Again, it's about the kids. Whenever you see kids smiling, that's the best thing in the world. I hate to see kids sad, man.
Absolutely.
So, that's
a lot of rumors circulated after they did that. You know how the internet tried to twist it up because Ring Magazine.
Yeah, I seen them post something about Calvin. That's crazy. But they doing a tour, going to different cities.
Yeah, I already figured that they gonna go to different cities, man, and try to.
People are always trying to.
You can't do nothing good without people saying something bad about it.
Crazy.
Yeah, try to say, oh, Turkey, he trying to kiss up to Calvin again. Yeah, you know how that go.
But they good peoples, though.
That's all right. But back to the MVP. So, you could have had Jake Paul come to Baltimore. It didn't happen, right? Would you ever go with MVP? Not saying you shutting down any other promotion. If Jake Paul gave a call to Coach Kenny, he said, yo, I want to sit down and have some discussions with me and maybe a 3-fight deal, 5-fight deal, whatever fight deal. Would that be something you would be interested in?
If it makes sense, of course. If it makes sense.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Interview.
Stuff gotta make sense now.
They got to. You got a name behind it, and you done put the body of work to show for it, so it definitely got to make sense.
If it makes sense,
yes.
Go for it.
What you think about it? If
it makes sense,
on
paper, and she's okay with it, because it's not about me. It's about her future. You know what I mean?
And we was actually with him too after the fight, but things ain't go how we planned, so we weren't really in the mood. You get what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I don't see no problem with it. He came on the scene.
Bringing attention to the sport of boxing.
A lot of people, disrespect him because he's not a real boxer, but he doing more for the fighters than
he bringing more attention to the sport than what these fighters.
Been around for years. It's like he giving fighters what they deserve.
Pay,
when everybody else trying to scam them and take from them, when they here bleeding, crying, and everything else, they don't want to give them what they deserve. So, hats off to Jake Paul. I appreciate him, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Shit, Jake Paul, you right. I bet you if he was a big promoter like with some of them other companies, I bet you some of the fights we want to see, we'd probably see.
Exactly.
Because he'd be like, I'm going to pay you so we ain't got to do that. You ain't got to be stuck with me and do nothing.
That's why I miss Don King so much. He made it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Fighters fought. One day he did a 8-card championship fight, man. You don't see that no more.
Hell no. You'll never see that again.
Yeah, eight championship fights on one card. Big fights. All of them could have been the main event. But you don't see that no more. Right. I don't know. Don King had that gift to make it. They say, "Oh, he'll take your money." Oh, Don King, but he still get you paid more than any other promoter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don King.
Don. But man, before we get up out of here, man, y'all both, I know Coach Kenny got something he gonna say. No. I want to hear Mia, what you got to say? Give us people some news, anything that may happen or anything.
Just stay tuned for after I get my treatments done. I'm right back at it.
Got you, man.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Everybody stay focused, lock in. Let's make the sport better. If you training in the gym and you take the fights, Stop worrying about fucking keeping it old. Somebody's old, got to go. You know what I mean? And then you know what? I don't care. You can pick any undefeated fighter. It's somebody with some losses that can beat them, but they behind the scene they ducking these people. You know what I mean? So because you undefeated don't make you the best. You know, I had a debate with one of the other coaches. They think because you win all these national amateur fights, you're gonna be that in the pros.
No.
So on my page this morning, I posted Roberto Duran's
Yeah, I
amateur
seen
record.
that.
He had like 29 wins and 3 losses. Sugar Ray Leonard had over 300 amateur
And I
fights.
won't dare let nobody
went to the
disrespect
Olympics.
Sugar Ray in front of me.
No. He went to the Olympics. You would never think that Duran would beat him in the pros because of their amateur background. So I tell anybody, if you got this and you got a good trainer, pros is totally different from the amateur. Sugar Ray my favorite fighter. But I was debating with another coach. They think you gotta have all these amateur fights to be a great pro. That's not the case. Some champions never even had an amateur fight.
Shit, damn right. Look at Loma. Loma was what, 301 in amateurs?
Yeah, I think he had 400 and
Yeah,
something.
400. Yeah, I think it was 399 in
Yeah,
one, but he only
yeah.
lost one. He had a
And he
crazy
lost
amateur
his second
number.
pro fight. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, you know, if you want to do it, don't let nobody say you can't. Just put your mind to it and make it happen.
Gotcha, man.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. So, y'all know what this is. It was another episode of Let's Address an Elephant in the Room. Let's talk about it with your boy Smitty Elephant in the Room, Mia Keller B. Ellis, and my uncle, Coach Kenny Ellis, right
Yes,
there,
sir.
man. Till again.
Peace.